Greetings, land of Bitcoin. I haven't made a video for a while. I'll probably be making a video, say, every week or so. We'll just see how it goes. But we're into the boring part. We're on the other side of the halving cycle pump. And the good news is while Bitcoin's sitting here at about 39,000, that 40,000 area, the good news is that if you're watching this video, you're probably not the public that gets roped in to buying way up here on these massive pumps, right? Only to see it crash down on their head. So 30,000 is probably going to be really strong support through this bear market. I don't like the word bear market. I've been calling it the platypus market. Bitcoin's a bit different. So there's going to be a lot of negative feelings out there in the coming year or so. You know, lots of people, the public, that really don't understand what's going on. Oh, Bitcoin's lame and dead, and it was a scam, and blah 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 blah. It's terrible. Wow, it's never going up. So this is kind of where This is kind of where the value of my channel comes in, and what I've been talking about for about 6-7 months now. This is where people make the money. So this is the chart going back all the way to 2013 of Bitcoin over here on the far right to today. I thought I'd make this video about when the next pump starts for the halving cycle. So Bitcoin's basically having these cycle pumps on halving cycles. Bitcoin started in 2009, 2012, 2016, 2020. There's been a halving event. The next one is going to be around March 2nd, 2024. So I'm thinking maybe we can look at this and see where the next one's likely to start. That's what the whales do. That's what the professional investors do. Right? They're buying all through here, through the flatlands. Let's zoom this out and get a better look at this. So back here to the far left was November of 2012 was the halving. And it didn't do anything until almost 12 months later, almost a whole year. So it pumped up from $100 to $1,000. That's actually a quite large, significant pump. You just can't see it now, right? See, it's just a little molehill over here because what's happened in the next 10 years. But it took about 12 months. I was thinking, let's look back at history. About 12 months for it to get started, almost to the November 2013. 12 months later is it's not exact, but in that ballpark. Boom, right? So you can see that little pump right there. There it is. Boom. Just a little tiny thing now, and then you can't see it really, but it comes down from $1,000 or so, and it's all the way back down to 400, 500, right, for a couple of years. The next halving cycle, let's get the exact date. Next halving cycle was July 9th, 2016. Where's July 9th, 2016? July, it's not going to be to the exact day, I don't think, but let's see, 7, 10, okay, right there. That's about $650. That's the halving cycle. That was the halving date. And let's look and see how long it took for Bitcoin to go parabolic. Let's start using the word parabolic. This was probably parabolic back here. You just can't see it. Back in 2013, 12 months after the halving. Okay, July 2016 halving. Let's go and see how long it took. And so it's about 650. It's really not doing anything. January 2017. It's really not doing a whole lot. It's up at about 1,100 here. In March of 2017, it's starting to raise. It's starting to rise. There's probably lots of news about the halving event coming, or the next pump coming, because the last one took about 12 months, right? And I wasn't around back then, but I would assume there was a lot of YouTubers and a lot of hype talking about, it took 12 months. It took 12 months. And this one actually started a little earlier, it looks like. You can't see the detail from 4 years behind this all that well right now. But it's really not doing a whole lot. And let's go to 12 months. July 2017 is at 2,200. So it's an increase, but it really hasn't gone parabolic. And then that's 12 months, and that's basically where it kind of starts. See that? Boom, right here. It's kind of kind of had a little pump, and then it's falling back down to 2,200, and then almost 12 months, almost to the day, boom, it starts to go, right? And then there's about a month or so where it kind of cools off, and then boom, there's a big parabolic push. A year and a half, about 18 months. So this one back here was basically 12 months, and it was very short-lived. This one here was about 12 months, and it hadn't really gone parabolic, but then boom, right? And so about 18 months, it took the top and then drop. Let's go and look at the one the one we're coming off right now, May 11th, 2020, which would be right here. Interesting enough, that's right after the COVID-19 dump, the virus stock market crash. This was it right here. Boom, and then the halving cycle was right on the heels of that. That's kind of interesting. But there's the halving cycle right there. How long did it take to start to go parabolic? Let's go here. Oh, there it goes a little bit. Now it falls back down. 5 months. 5 months, and then boom. So this one was much sooner. So there's a lot more hype, right? And so what occurred to me why I'm making this video is because this was real bad times right here in March, right? This was a epic crash in the stock market world. Markets across the globe were almost all going to be that big dive right there, and then it recovered. But then here's the halving cycle, and boom, 5 months. I mean, that's pretty impressive, considering you're probably not going to see a whole lot of assets that do something like that. Clean energy, maybe, but 5 months after the halving date, point I'm getting to, boom, big parabolic push, right? And this cycle is essentially over. April 12th, the Coinbase IPO was basically the end of this. They had the big Elon Musk crash, and then it came back up, and the real all-time high is over here in November. But this was basically it, right? Everything after April 2021 has just a dead cat bounce, and then we're over here kind of doing this consolidation thing. And I wouldn't expect the bottom to be below 30,000. 12 months, but and really there wasn't a whole lot of people involved back here. And then here we're starting to get a bunch of people involved, and it took about 12 months to really get going, and about 18 months to peak. And this one, 5 months to get going, and 11 months to peak. The point I'm getting to is faster. It took 5 months, and 11 months we're basically peaked out, even though there's lots of hype and stuff afterwards. It was pretty obvious if you've been around for a while, and what was going to happen. So what's going to happen, right? How can we extrapolate this into the future? And I wouldn't be surprised if the next halving cycle, March 2nd, this isn't exact, it could change a little, but it's going to be around here, March 2nd, 2024, the next Bitcoin halving cycle. It'll go from roughly 900 Bitcoin a day mine to 450 Bitcoin a day mine. And this is the point I'm getting to. The people that make a lot of money are the ones that are dollar cost averaging in through the flat ground, right? Through the flatlands, through the prairies, and then they come to the mountains, and then they either just keep holding or they sell, right? People that made money, can you imagine buying down here for, $4,000, $5,000, wherever, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, right? Boom, right? And either sell up here or just keep holding forever. Don't buy these tops, right? That was my main thing, trying to tell people don't buy these tops, right? Unless you're prepared to hold for a decade, don't be buying these tops. But this is the point, right? This is kind of probably start dollar cost averaging. I was talking about that 4 or 5 weeks ago. Anything Bitcoin, 40,000 or so is probably a good time to just go ahead and start dollar cost averaging in. If it drops down to 28,000, you just keep dollar cost averaging. And if it goes up to 50,000, you just keep dollar cost averaging. I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin hit 30,000, 28,000, 29,000 sometime in the next 12 to 18 months. I don't think it's going to go a lot further than that down. What I'm thinking is the next push, the next parabolic pump, right? Because not only is the time getting a little shorter and the cycle is lasting longer, but there's also more people getting involved, right? Like me that make YouTube channels. There's going to be lots of social media hype. There's going to be tons of social media hype leading up to this next halving, March 2nd, 2024. This is the point I'm getting to. The thing about Bitcoin is, you're going to hear, there's going to be people saying on social media it's lame and it's not going to go past 100,000 for a long time and it's over and it's stupid and it's a scam and blah, 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 blah. And that's when you want to start dollar cost averaging, right? And then you don't want to be the public who buys in up here at 60,000 because it's going to the moon, I'm going to get rich, right? And it's the opposite, right? You got to stop thinking like that. You got to flip flop. When everyone's saying it's bad and over, that's generally when you're going to want to dollar cost average and buy, leading up to this halving cycle, the next one. That'll all turn into hype, and it'll just probably be electric. The atmosphere around Bitcoin in early 2024, maybe even late 2023, will be probably pretty electric, and there'll be tons of hype. And the thing about Bitcoin is there will be, or there should be, with all things remaining the same, there should be a supply crisis, right? There should be a supply crunch, barring a black swan event. So I'm thinking this next parabolic pump, right? The next big push, I'm thinking it may be before the halving cycle, right? So actually there was this one here in 2023 or 2019 in May and June of 2019. There's actually this one little almost parabolic little guy right here. At the time, it probably looked huge. Well, at the time it was huge. It went from 3,700 to 13,000. That's not a halving cycle pump. That's just, I think this was in December 2018. I think there was a trade war tariff deal that sunk a lot of markets, and then this might be kind of the big rebound off of that. But I've always kind of been talking about 2023. Watch out for 2023. Might have a little pump like this, but actually it could turn into the real parabolic pump. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of that. March 2nd, early 2024, late 2023 could be the next parabolic push, right? So we've been looking, 5 months after March 2nd would be April, May, June, July, August, somewhere in August 2024, if it stayed similar to the last one. But I think there's going to be a lot more hype, and we're going to be talking about that. And the supply crunch is a real situation, so I think it's going to start earlier. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the end, maybe even the middle of 2023, where it starts ramping up. And I wouldn't be surprised if the next parabolic push starts before the halving date, right? Watch out for January, February 2024, maybe even December 2023. Watch it starting there, right? This one took 5 months. They'd been taking 12 months or longer. This last one took 5 months after the halving. So in a nutshell, tons of hype. And it's probably going to start sooner. So dollar cost average in through 2022, 2023. And I wouldn't be surprised if it starts ramping up, if the price starts going up in the end of 2023. And very early in 2024, I wouldn't be surprised if that's where the parabolic pump starts, shortly before the halving. If not, it's going to start immediately after the halving. It's going to start in March 2024 at the latest, maybe April, right? Because if you've been watching along, hype, social media hype has a lot to do with what happens in this cryptocurrency market. And, Bitcoin might only go to, 150,000, right? That's only going to be, like double the last all-time high. That's, it's kind of lame in cryptocurrency. But the thing is all the other cryptocurrencies will go with it, right? So here's the ones I'm watching right here. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, and Neo. I like the prices of Chainlink and Neo. Chainlink's at 13, Neo's at 20. These could really pop big, right? Bitcoin only, say, doubles its old last all-time high. But Chainlink and Neo and Ethereum, but particularly these two on the bottom here, they could very well pop, right? That's just speculation. Point is, Bitcoin will probably start earlier. So all these other ones, the high quality cryptocurrencies that actually do something and they're part of the real world, they'll go along when Bitcoin goes, and they might be really, really nice, really nice. Let's see Chainlink and Neo go to $200 or $300. This is speculation, but anyways, something to think about. That was my main point. Haven't made a video for a while. That's my main point. Next halving cycle, March 2nd, 2024. Next halving event. I wouldn't be surprised if the big push starts before the halving cycle, right? It'd be the first time in Bitcoin's history. And that's what I'm kind of thinking right now. And I thought I'd just pass it along to you. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching.